Elevator descending into the location. I climb into Circus Gallery. I back up into the darkness and hide. Point of view, Michael Afton. Circus Babies Rentals, 1984. After a long lecture from hand unit, the elevator door finally opens. I crawl into the control module. I check Belora's stage to make sure she is there. I can't see her. I decide to give a controlled shock to get her back on stage. Then I check the light again and see her dancing on stage. I open the left vent and crawl through. I hope she stays on stage so I can just walk through. I turn on my flashlight and look around. Belora's not on her stage, of course. I look around to find Belora. Suddenly, I hear music in the distance. I point my flashlight in that direction. I see her twirl around the room, tiptoe to where she is, and I hold my breath so she doesn't hear me. I slowly sneak up behind her. I continue holding my breath as she stops moving. I slowly reach for her control panel on her back. Suddenly, she turns around to face me. Her faceplate's open, revealing her terrifying endoskeleton. She tries to bite me, but I run away. She loses me and continues to look for me. After a few minutes, I continue sneaking. I slowly walk up to her and grab her control panel. She tries to escape, but I rip the wires out. I throw them onto the ground as Belora becomes deactivated. She can't hurt anyone anymore. Hold on, I'm so sorry. Hold on. Technical difficulties again. I walk over to the maintenance room. I open the door to deactivate Funtime Freddy. Point of view, Circus Baby. Circus Babies Rentals, 1984. I enter Belora Gallery. I watch as the bad one deactivates Belora. As he leaves her deactivated body on the ground, I walk over to Belora. I drag her body to the vent. I crawl through the vent with her. I also crawl through the Funtime Auditorium vent. I drag her through Funtime Auditorium. I walk through the scooping room door. As I drag Belora to the scooping room, I put her on the conveyor. As her motionless body sits on the conveyor, I walk into the control room. I look at the button, then at Belora. I push the button, then I hear beeping. The metal claw hits Belora, making bolts and metal devices fly out of Belora. She gets hit a second time, then a third. After seeing her fastest is completely empty, I walk out of the control room and walk over to her empty body. I push the metal suit off the conveyor and dig around the pile of metal. I find her chip, then I put it in my head. Now Belora is a part of me. Point of view, Michael Afton, Circus Babies Rentals, 1984. I walk into the breaker room. I can't see Funtime Freddy at all. I search around the room with my flashlight. "You're back," I hear from the end of the room. "Bon Bon, say hi to our guests," says Funtime Freddy. I sneak around the room to sneak up on Freddy. "Bon Bon, where is he at?" Funtime Freddy asks. I continue sneaking around so he doesn't see me. "Don't you see him, Bon Bon?" asks Funtime Freddy. I hide under a bundle of wires. I highly doubt this is going to work, but it's worth a shot. I see him wander around the room. "Bon Bon, we better find him," he says. As I see him step in front of the mangle of wires, I get ready to exit the pile. I jump out of the wires and rip open the panel on his leg. I rip out those wires and throw him onto the ground. Funtime Freddy becomes deactivated and falls to the ground. Point of view, Circus Baby. Circus Babies Rentals, 1984. After putting Belora's chip in my memory, I walk through Funtime Auditorium. I crawl through the vent and enter the main control module. I hear the bad one crawling through the right vent, so I hide in the vent to my room. I see him walk through and he enters Funtime Auditorium. I climb out of the vent and he leaves. I walk through Belora Gallery and enter the breaker room. I see Funtime Freddy on the ground, deactivated. I grab him and drag him through Belora Gallery. I drag him through the vent and enter the main control module. I crawl through the right vent and drag him through Funtime Auditorium. I make sure the bad one doesn't see me as I walk through. Then I see a flash of light. I quickly enter the scooping room and put Funtime Freddy on the conveyor. I push the button and the metal arm bashes the metal mechanisms out the inside of him. They pile up on the ground, and I leave Freddy's metal shell fall onto the ground with Laura's metal shell. Michael Afton, Circus Babies Rentals, 1984. I enter Funtime Auditorium and search for Funtime Foxy. I flash my flash beacon so I can see where I'm at. I see her on the far side of the room, so I head in that direction. Suddenly, I hear this weird sound, like metal being scrapped against the ground. The flash, like metal being scraped against the ground. I flash the flash beacon and I'm right in front of Funtime Foxy. I hear the screeching metal sound go faster. I hear a door open, then close. I flash my flash beacon again, and I'm right behind Funtime Foxy. I open the plate on the back of her head. I tear the wires out, then throw them onto the ground. I hear her body hit the ground. I leave her there and crawl through the vent. Circus Baby's the last one to go. Circus Baby. Circus Babies Rentals, 1984. I see Funtime Foxy on the ground deactivated. I know since she is deactivated, the bad one must be looking for me. I quickly grab Funtime Foxy into the scooping room. She is the last one until I am complete. I place her on the conveyor. I enter the control room and push the button on a third time. I watch as the scooper empties her of what she once had. I enter the scooping room and dig around the metal parts. I find Funtime Freddy's chip and place it in the back of my head. I continue to dig around. And eventually find Funtime Foxy's chip. I place it in the back of my head. It's almost done. They're all with me. We're almost ready to escape this place. We just need one more person. I walk out of the scooping room and enter the main control module. I look at the reflection the window is making of me. All I am is a skinny endoskeleton covered in wires. I need something to hide me so that the cameras don't see me. I look at the wall and see a white face-plated mask. It has a green and yellow striped party hat. I grab it and put it on. I look at the reflection again. This actually looks pretty nice. It's only temporary though. Soon I will have something else to hide with. I crawl into the circus gallery vent. I enter and I see the bad one searching for me. I hide in the darkness and speak to him. Don't worry, we will all be okay. Just follow my directions and this will all be over, I tell him. He walks out a circus gallery. Okay, I'm going to tell you what to do. Climb through the circus gallery vent, I tell him. He does as I say, and he begins to climb through. Good. Now enter Funtime Auditorium, I tell him. He begins to crawl through the right vent. I follow him and we both enter Funtime Auditorium. It's pitch black. I give him directions to where I want him to go. I don't want him to flash the flash beacon because he might see me. Walk forward, I tell him. I see him walk forward. Stop, I tell him. I hear the footsteps stop. Go right, I tell him. I see him turn right. Then he walks into the door. Now enter, I tell him. He enters the room. As I enter the control panel, I see him look around the room, confused. It's okay, I tell him. We need you here for a specific reason, I say. If they see us like this, then we won't get a second chance, I tell him. We need you in order for us to escape, I explain. Don't worry, you won't die, I tell him. The scooper only hurts for a moment, I explain. I take the mask off, then push the button. I watch as the metal arm prepares to strike. I won't look away, I'm just gonna watch. I'm just gonna watch the painful end of the person who made us kill children. I watch as the metal arm strikes him again and again. His insides spill onto the ground. He should be completely empty now. I watch as his skin and tissue fall onto the ground. I walk into the scooping room. I walk over to the body on the ground. I wipe the blood and pick up the body. I grab a sharp metal object from the pile of animatronic parts. I cut open his back. I try not to cut open any visible skin. Then I climb inside of his body. I stand up on my new body. I walk over to the elevator. I walk inside and then ride upwards. Then the elevator door opens and I walk out. I look up at the sun. It's the first time I've ever seen sunlight. I see a building in the distance. I walk over and I see the sign that says Bullmart Gas Station. I walk inside to get introduced to tons of items I've never seen before. I walk onto the bathroom. I look in the mirror and see my new body. I open my eyes. I use Bellora's eyes because they're the only eyes that are small enough to look human. my nice purple eyes. I walk out of the building. I walk over to the car closest to Circus Baby's. I climb inside to find some information about this killer. I find a wallet. It says Michael Afton. Wait, wasn't that... That wasn't who I was looking for. I look at the papers on the bottom of the car. He appears to be the killer's son. Oh well, close enough. I climb out of the car and walk towards Michael's house. I mean, my house.